Prince William and George Bush and that uh, Welsh uh, British society has created the biggest war, or has created a small war, a big war against the name Mohammed and the philosophy of Shiaism and the philosophy of being an actor or being a French person, a Persian, a good actor, a really great, French acting, Italian, French acting, Persian acting, and they've tried to brainwash everybody to go to the churches that believe in uh, depriving people like me of the right to know, the right to choose parents, the right to claim authority over your own truth. And they pay, the whole institution is really, it's all about keeping the royals very rich, and it's about keeping Prince William and Harry very rich, and Prince their relatives rich, and at the same time telling everybody, uh, paying people to call themselves the British Republic and act and basically sleep on the streets and or at bars and stuff like that, and to uh, claim that, I mean, that's and to say that um, you shouldn't have a right to uh, that, and saying that, and basically split up other people's families and say that there should be a war against Mohammed having a family, and Mohammed being able to uh, live with his family. And they keep trying to brainwash all of us who are Persians now to believe in the South and to believe in rap music, or else we're racists. They pay for all those things. Prince William and Harry, they pay for all the kids who are wondering why Khamenei is being bombed, or wondering why people are speaking Farsi instead of English, or French instead of English, or Italian and Spanish instead of English. Uh, they're paying for all those things, and it's breaking up. It's something that breaks up families. It's something that stops even people who aren't Mohammed, even like people who are Latino. It's something that they intend to break up all those families and concentrate them on Prince William being a rich prince, or Prince Harry being a rich prince, and or George Bush being a righteous uh, guy who's trying to fight evil. Uh, it's always showing the Irish and the British um, Christians and um, the Church of the Trinity, or the Church of whatever, of the Gospel. It's showing those people as truthful people, when I don't think they are truthful. I don't think Donald Trump thinks they're truthful. And the truthers are people who are standing up against those people and saying, you guys are full of shit lies. The people who, Mohammed isn't the kind of guy who rapes women when he masturbates. And I don't think that that's how they attack the United States. And so many different things that, remember, their whole goal, I mean, for us to never remember what life was like in the 90s with the Clintons, uh, when there was no war against any country, or there wasn't this big fight against evil between Islam and Christianity, um, and I think it's stupid. And I'm not joining the British cult of Prince William, or Harry, or the people in South Texas who believe in the churches of the Trinity churches and stuff like that, because they're liars. They like to lie about their own friends, people who they pretend to make friends with people, and then they just lie about them behind their back and say terrible things about them, like they masturbate all the time, or they masturbate to raping women, and they tell real people that so much, but and they have been doing that for so long that people have started to believe that that's the truth when it's really not, and it's it's so Trump as a president should figure out how to treat Texas, and how to treat um, the other states that have so many of those kind of people. Uh, how to treat those people, because um, the Obamas are basically the same thing. They followed the the words of George W. and the attitudes of George W. And they never protested. They never protested the war. They never thought, "Hey, this is wrong," and they keep on believing in whatever the Bushes say against the Trumps, or whatever the whatever people want to say against the Trumps, who are trying to tell us that those things from the Bushes and the Bidens and the Obamas were all the wars and stuff like that. They were all bullshit, and they didn't need to happen, and that I'm even saying it. I mean, it's even if the Trumps aren't saying it, I'm saying it. That wars don't need to happen, and hijacking the soul of America and the soul of the Persians and for the last 20 years, and claiming that we should always, and now claiming things like we should stop people from continuing life in America, having businesses, having the right to have families and stuff like that, unless they convert to Irish Zionism, the principles of Irish Zionism, then that's the only way. And I think that's definitely something worth fighting against, because um, even though I mean not fight I mean I don't think fighting in unless I mean I'm talking like at least philosophically fighting against it, because and also physically, with war. I think the Shias in Iran, and the Sunnis, and the French people, and the and everyone in Europe and Asia, they were getting along much better during the Obamas, when there wasn't fear of, there wasn't a talk of war against them for not believing, not just going along with converting yourself to another religion or something like that, which is the Trump religion. And uh, even though I do believe in regime change in Iran, I don't believe in what's happening in the USA for the last 20 years. I thought USA was a great country, the greatest country during probably the 80s or the 90s, but and especially the 90s, which was fun. And I think it's sad to see that uh, a lot of them haven't been put on trial yet, and that they think they can get away with turning the Trumps around and saying that you shouldn't even think about anything that the Trumps have been teaching you, or not the Trumps, but anything that you've been learning yourself. Anything you've been learning yourself, and Trump is so crazy that he can teach you stuff that makes sense, and then the next day try to uh, turn it all around and say, let's think of something else that makes sense, that whatever it is, and never let you remember what it is you're trying to think of, whatever you've learned. I've learned so much that I was just so blind, and I accept, yeah, maybe it was, maybe terrorists do hijack planes with knives and stuff like that, and maybe Muslims do masturbate to raping people, or maybe Latinos masturbate to raping people, and yeah, we should keep everybody on lockdown and see, how are they masturbating and stuff like that, because that's really the problem in society and stuff like that. Uh, it's just so unbelievable that uh, it, Donald Trump has separated everybody each so well that people will never just reconnect with wanting to be invisible at a basketball game or be invisible at a rock concert or just go there and pretend that everybody's just doing the same thing. People have become so anxious of knowing who they are and uh, trying to be great and find the truth about everything all the time, that there's no moments, even when you're watching TV, even the new actors, even the new commercials and stuff like that, they always want to find a way to separate what it is that makes you uh, positive and sure of yourself, not positive, but sure of yourself being an American, or sure of yourself doing something, to this white notion of rape and um, insanity that that he likes to present himself as the most powerful of the white people, powerful of the machos, the powerful of the chauvinists, most powerful of the rednecks, the most powerful of the nuts of the, I mean the white people with blue eyes who can order all the brown eyes and the black hair or the brown eyes people away, um, and it's it's something that, like, um, I don't know. He's studied what's been going on in America for 8 years, 9 years. Oh, excuse me, 10 years, and he's not been able to prove that um, America is better off um, without having families together and without having um, brown-eyed people or uh, brown-eyed people working in stores and stuff like that, or being able to talk or say anything about him. And all the news companies and stuff like that, I mean, they have no idea how to beat him. So um, what's he doing? I mean, what's he doing? Every time you look at his videos on the YouTube, it looks like just a rerun. Um, and he says it's keeping the economy going, but the economy is so much smaller. Not smaller, but the cities are so empty now. The cities are empty, and there's no rights of people to sleep in, sleep all day, take some time off from work. Uh, that it's not even, yeah, excuse me, it's not even fun, and being afraid to look at somebody on the computer because his program is too mean, um, is is not right. Is not right at all, and he believed in so many things that. Um, and as being an Iranian who's from a Shia family, um, from a Shia country, Shia religion, and also not just a Shia religion, but also Persian religion, Turkish religion, French religion, Italian religion, Spanish religion, Russian religion, Indian religion, Chinese religion, post modern, a modern religion, um, and thinking that in Iran, Iranians have to make a choice. Are they going to side with people from the Church of America? Are they going to side with the old establishment of musicians that Trump and I have both agreed that we're better than, and we need to, because it's like they have no intent. They're not boring, but um, we're better, and we're what to do. I mean, I come from a background of speaking for for working on things that are related to human rights for the people of that country, of the Islamic Republic of Iran. I want those people to be free uh, from having to forget, free from people like the Republicans who, and the Democrats and all Americans really, especially the ones in the South who want to ban the right to speak Farsi, ban the right to act Persian, ban the right to go to techno clubs, ban the right to um, ban the rights of kids to be with the mother and the father, because all they do is, the plan of Americans and British is to split families up. Make so many divorces between Persian families and Jewish families and Latino families and African families, and Russian families. It's really not even funny. Um, and I don't think supporting Reza Pahlavi is easy, because I think that he's somebody who's just wants to come on YouTube or show up on YouTube and tell everybody, "Hey, I'm fighting for human rights. I'm fighting for human rights. I'm fighting for all the people of Iran, and I love all the people of Iran." But in reality, he's asking so many of us to vote for him just so we can, and he hasn't paid us any money and given us passports and and the guarantee that we can go live in Iran, that us and our families can go live in Iran, when if he goes there, and if he goes there without giving us money and passports and homes in Iran, we're just going to be stuck here, and he's going to be stealing all the money from the Iranian Americans or from the Iranian artists. I'm a Persian artist. I'm such a great artist. You probably call me a communist. I'm such a great philosopher and student that Trump and people like you would probably call me a communist or a socialist or whatever you want to call me. But I have worked that hard on human rights issues. I have worked that hard on praying for, trying to do art things and movie things and speeches and writings about why the people of Iran should be free and why they should have the right to be free of this Islamic extremism that the Ahmadinejad or that have the anti-freedom government, which is like people like Ahmadinejad who come on TV and say there's no gays, and people like Ahmadinejad who try to throw people in jail for not wearing chadors. I would assume that the Shah of Iran would be a nice guy, but now after watching Trump's presidency, I'm kind of afraid to know what kind of person he would be, because of how much energy Trump stole from everybody and how he acted. I would want to be, I would be so afraid of just sitting back in this country and watching on the news that Reza Pahlavi is now would be elected a king or a leader, especially a king, in Iran, when my plan was to be there just to be with the people and say that they're free to live like people do in France, or they're free to live like the people do in Europe and America. And now we have to live under the rule of somebody who wants to ban the same things as Trump was ban freedom for people who don't want to have a job all day long, or people that wants nobody to be richer than him and smarter than him or better than him. That's a selfish, ideological Wall Street guy who doesn't care about the people and wants to sell everybody to greedy people who are banking on the misery and the hopelessness of the individual American who had the right to be free from digital world, had the right to be free from ketamine, had the right to be free from all these things, and could make movies. As I'm a filmmaker, and make arts and stuff like that. I'm an artist. The whole thing about having a job all the time and having to work all the time is really, I feel like the same thing Reza Pahlavi wants to be doing to people, and I'm afraid of putting him in power now. But I'm afraid of having somebody like that in power for the Iranians, because they don't see themselves as equal to anybody. They think that they're better than everybody, and they think that they can tell people, um, this is how you have to live, and I have all the money, and nobody can get any unless they please me the way I want. That's not right. In my philosophy, every family, we have so much money in Iran. Every family should have $10 million, at least 1 million, or at least 2 million. Each family should get at least $2 million, um, so that they can open businesses, or that they can just go on vacation, see the world, and stuff like that. Um, they don't have to sit around and wonder, what is my master going to be doing today, and what is my which is basically what I call President Trump is almost like a slave master. And it's something that I don't want to see, that same kind of leader for the Iranian people in Iran. And I would prefer to have somebody who uh, was more like Emmanuel Macron and or Sarkozy, or an Obama, uh, or an Obama was for people, because there shouldn't be pressure on people every day as if they're slaves, and to do things all the time. And that's what it seems like is going on with the Trump presidency, and with the uh, and with the maybe it's and those kind of people. So um, the Obamas are the are the kind of government that I think everybody could live in peace with. But at the same time, those are the people that supported Ahmadinejad and the Islamic Republic, extremists, and wanted to enslave us all to Khamenei, or to people that didn't that were worse government um, than what the Trumps are. So um, yeah, that's the Shias have to make a choice of whether they want their kids to uh, be hopeless uh, followers of drug dealers and alcohol dealers that live in Texas, and want their kids to forget they have fathers, and forget they should go to school, and forget, or other places in the world that want their kids to be on drugs, or want them to be alcoholics, and want them to listen to their music and forget about their own music, and to be ashamed of their own music. Um, or they have a choice of supporting me, which I think I can figure out ways for us all to retain our rights, and make sure that the parents always have rights to keep their kids, and or not to keep their kids, at least parents have rights to exist in their kids' lives, both moms and dads. That's a really important thing, because ever since this war on terror, the loonies can just make up any lies about anybody who's from that part of the world, and the kids will even believe it. The kids will even believe that I should be respecting lies that, just dumb idiots, dumb Southerners that want to make up about me in their own minds, and I won't even know, because I'm just too stupid, and I just say whatever the government's saying. That's the truth. Whatever's happening, whatever the official stories are, that's the truth, and I'm always going to believe something like that, and I'm going to not even question it. As you see, nobody questioned the war in Iraq for 20 years. Um, so that's I don't believe I don't believe I should be that stupid ever again. I don't believe I should be that dumb ever again. Um, I have a voice for I have a voice, and I have a brain, and I should be able to use it um, to make my own choices. And anyway, I'm not running for any office or anything like that, but I am concerned about all those things for the goodness and for wellness of people living peacefully together, and enjoying life, and not always being forced to try and act macho, and not always being forced to try and act rich and superior and stuff like that. But we do thank you, Donald, for helping us keep our eyes open, and not not keeping our eyes closed and our brain shut off and stuff, and uh, our parents shut off and our dads shut off and stuff like that, like our blinds closed, um, and telling people that this is what the reality of so many things that people say about things, and why don't you protest, why don't you wake up, why don't you do something, you're just sitting around like sheep saying that, hey, it's okay that every day there's uh, this war that just profits the rich and doesn't um, doesn't actually give you anything, feeling like a fugazi, and saying that, hey, we're supporting the right thing for 15 years or so, and saying that, yeah, that's right, and we should, and just forgetting about who you were when you had rights, when you had freedoms, when you were, when you were when not being taken advantage of by the Americans, by the Latinos, by the Africans, and the others, the Bushes and the Bidens and the Obamas, and you had the right to choose your parents, and you had the right to choose your enemies, or you had the right to choose your own clothes, you had the right to work, you had the right to eat what you want, you had the right to choose your own doctor, you had the right to decide what the truth is, and stuff like that. So that's that. This was a great time in American history. This is a great time in America, and we should all be thankful. I think the Shias should be thankful. The Iranians, Persians should be thankful. The even the even other people should be thankful of knowing that this kind of truth exists. But at the same time, you guys all think about doing that every single day, and it's so difficult to take a break from when bosses are always pushing people to have a job and stuff like that, because people that were coming from the arts and from the colleges and from the arts, they really have a need to have that part of their brain working and doing things related to fun and creative things. And poor Donald, he thinks that just by putting paint on canvas, maybe that's going to risk blowing up a city somewhere. Just by painting something that might blow up Times Square, or it might blow up the Empire State Building. Some of the conspiracies that you have and stuff like that, they're really insane, and there's no possibility of those things happening. So just take it easy on Shias who are also artists, and Shias or Persians or Iranians that are filmmakers or artists and stuff like that, and give them some freedom and rights, and please continue fighting against the Obamas, because they're really they're really against free Iranians and free Persians, and we don't want anything other than our right to have educated society, a civilized society, just like they do in Europe, just like they do in the USA. And people like the Obamas were helping those Ayatollahs that repressed our minds so much that the only thing we should be doing is eat, pray, and love, or eat. That's like, the whole other, and that's like the whole question of why should we continue following those people when those are the people that wanted to say that our parents shouldn't be together, or our fathers were just these low-life losers who lived in a dark corner and love to spread the ideology of murdering other people's fathers and stuff like that. Those are the kind of people that even that we know our parents, that they think our parents are, they think our dads are, and those are the people that wanted us to do things like masturbate to lesbians or masturbate to porn and stuff like that, instead of having a job and doing so and remembering who our parents are. We thank you, and we hope that those people face justice. Thanks so much, and I'll see you. I hope to hear from you guys and talk to you guys next time. Talk to you guys later.